have a very good comp to deal with this, especially the Sage, got the Omen Flash and the Raise Nade and the Cypher. They have a really good comp to deal with the kind of double dive. There's going to be an interesting way to see how Koi approach this. Like, do they decide to go for middle first and then start hitting the sites, or do they start hitting sites, see if they can kind of actually hold their pushes and then take a pause and then start going over towards middle? So yeah, in terms of the Koi comp, I do like it. Again, it kind of gives you more freedom in the map itself. You don't have to take middle, so that's why it's nice. The interesting thing is it has no info, really. You have the camera, you have the boombot. The boombot nerf was like the biggest thing as to why a lot of teams now don't run double duelist on this map. So we'll see. We'll see like how it does. The good news for Koi is they're not playing against a Viper, so they won't lose too much info, and maybe they'll just start playing Cypher over towards A and do the camera that sees over the top of the two trips that you do at the beginning. So yeah, we'll see. There's a lot of thought that goes into this one for both teams.
Split to kick it off here in EMEA, Tom. Look, it's going to be a good year, I can already tell. And although it might be a new year, some of those comps, they might not look like a new take on Split.
We're back in 2020. That's what I'm feeling right now. 3 years have gone by, but we're still running some of those old comps. But Mitch, I'll be honest with you. Going into this matchup, the only thing I really care about is stories. Like, this is a match full of them. Not only have you got a French org versus a Spanish one, that's already a very good place to start. Absolutely. But then you actually have the players within those rosters. Like, we're talking of 2020. We're talking about back in the day. You have the likes of Bone Cold, Starzo, Cordamenta winning the first Masters.
This is kind of
regional Masters, just like we're here now. And they've played each other so many
different times. This is all the different language of the casters.
We've seen him then later team up with Trex again and playing Guild. Now we've seen Starzo almost betray Bone Cold after he was sort of let out of that roster, and now Bone Cold looks to try and beat them all. It is a story that almost becomes.
I'm not watching my boy Verno. Yeah, no, I'm not watching Verno, and I'm not watching Imi's game.
No idea who's going to take this game.
I'm doing him dirty. But again, Jay, I will ask for you. I will ask you for updates on it because I am interested. Okay, we wanted to see how Koi was going to approach this. Looks like they're just going for fast side hit to the beginning, and then they'll start taking mid control. So that's very interesting. Vitality on defense, Koi on attack.
With Vitality on the defense and already under pressure.
4 people here now.
Already off to a bang, and they're already looking to try and wrap through the heaven position. Multiple players there. Cordamenta just a little bit of a spam through the smoke will take out Twistin and even things up.
That flash could be dangerous, but the slow, that's kept them back for a moment. Pause the plans in play for Koi. And with that time delayed, Vitality can maybe get a foothold, but they're starting to second guess.
Also on the Verno hype chain? Yeah, dude, I'm right at the front. I'm in one of the front seats.
To look towards the B side on Vitality. And that's when Koi take it into heaven and right back to mid.
No slows on this one. It's a very good smoke.
Which is now stacked up. They will not expect 3 players here.
They force them back. No util. Not much util in this round. 2 left at the moment. Cordamenta still has his Omen Flash.
But he might know they're still in heaven. He hasn't heard any steps, and the rotations come through from Destrian. He might be the first point of contact. The swing will give him that little bit of information, and now Koi, it's a problem. They got 30 seconds to try and make their move. Mozzie is ready, but he's not going to get the kill.
That's a huge kill from Trex. That might be the kill that decided. Smoke goes in, just going to carry on spamming as they get over towards the site.
Opponents, when the peaks come in, there's no chance for him, really. He's just going to wait for the rest of the team to come through, and with that, Koi pretty much guaranteed.
Although they stopped the initial hit, the pressure over towards middle made them reset, made them over-rotate, looking pretty good. At the moment, though, this is a lot on Cordamenta.
With Trex going down, Koi. Okay.
Oh, right. Oh, wait. Got Shados just on those trades almost immediately, and it turns it down.
Might not expect Starzo to be here and might expect him on site.
He's just waiting for that drop to come in. It's expected from Sender, but the shots just aren't quite landed yet. Into that 1v1. Time, obviously, in Starzo's favor, and still with that little bit of utility, the stun, but he's just sticking it. He's going all the way through. He's trying to hold it all the way. Might just get the defuse in front of him.
Respect from Sender here.
Respect. Steal away the pistol.
Read that one well.
You just can't expect that. The stun was perfect. It lands, and that player, I mean, look, he's not going to come off the defuse, but halfway, you expect that he's going to be waiting for your peek to come through. the ball's on that, and it works out.
Nicely
Vitality,
done. Mind
1-0,
games came in.
taking the pistol. Gotta say, you know,
Koi, I don't think Koi will feel like they stopped. I don't know, we'll see. See how they're going to approach it, boy.
Stalling their control back to mid, then again stalling. This is a team that's very willing to reconsider their game plan based on what's
Was running to heaven an option here? For sure.
Right off the bat, although they haven't got the reward.
Kind of had
for
to
it
do
this
it
time.
as soon
Now
as
down to
he
just
got
pistols,
seen,
with
though,
very
right?
little
And then
upgrade in
walked
here.
and then
You know,
gone.
it isn't going to be the cleanest of rounds. There are still some chances to do damage, in particular Wolfen, but he's being caught.
The sheer pace. Just trying to catch out Molzy, but is it gonna be
Maybe
happening?
Sharp.
Of course,
I
a
need to
very
look at
fun
it.
Sort of double duelist matchup
I need
for
to
both of
actually
these
talk to
sides.
them
We've
as
already
well.
seen
Why are
the
you
likes of
putting
Trex
yourself
and
forward,
Morphle
Sharp?
within this tournament, playing in that role, and Molzy the same prior, although he's been picking up the initiator quite a bit in other matches. I think we've known and seen him play the Raze before. This round, though, it's all about damage. Can they cause any level of cost to the side of Vitality? Because realistically, if you can build up that economy on the defensive side, that's where things start to get a little
You on
scary.
it, Tansy? Okay.
Oh, bad timing on the camera. That has to be a misclick. The panic as Trex came around the corner. It's giving them a rifle and a chance to take Twist and 20 HP on the site. But he's holding his ground for now.
Okay, yeah, maybe I'll look into
They
it.
know he's peeking on the left. Great flashes. He falls back. No one there to deliver, though. And when they swing, oh, Twistin.
nicely done
Will
from
not go
Twistin.
down. 4 kills
Good
for
amount
this
of kills.
man,
Chat,
and
they keep
that is
4
gonna
people
work
alive.
wonders
Real
for
nice.
your
Really
Bladestorm.
nice. 3 rebuys of armor.
Very
So
good start. And that's
almost
the
a
thing,
good
that
amount
round
of damage,
looked
but
like
not too
where we
bad in
easily
terms of
could
this
have
one.
seen them go
Minches,
down
thank
and
you
a
so
plant
much.
from
Chat, let's get some
Koi.
boomer
And
slugs
we
in
would
for
be singing their
Minches.
praises at the end of that round, but unfortunately,
Good to see you here,
they
Minches.
met up
9
against
months.
Twistin,
Appreciate
who,
you.
Again, someone we saw out in Brazil, a decent performance. I think they were
Let's get some
maybe
boomer
looking for a
slugs
little
in.
bit
Thank
more
you,
after
thank
the
you.
close game versus Leviathan, but coming into this tournament, already looking pretty good. Taking down Liquid in their first matchup, but Koi are the team I
Okay,
think
Nate
everybody's
Tansy.
been a
Then,
little bit
honestly,
surprised by
I think
so
that
far.
sounds like a good idea
definitely.
as
Look,
well.
we came in with the caveat that internationally they had a tough time when it came to facing NRG in a BO3
Yeah.
single
He
elim.
he
NRG had a
literally
good
just meant it
tournament
for
as
just
well.
like
That
growth.
game was
It's honestly a
close.
good
We didn't know
discussion.
what to make of Koi. After that first game versus Na'Vi, though, there is certainly a lot of real estate in our minds. That
Okay, in
give
terms
Koi
of this,
as one of the
they
top teams.
create a lot of
This
B
match here, though,
pressure.
definitely
They
a
need to be
test.
very scared, right? You have to be
Benchmark
scared
what
of
we
this
can
comp when
expect
they
from
get
this
control
roster
like
this
this,
season.
because it's a lot harder
Vitality.
to just
That
hold.
third
Sometimes
round,
you
it
need to
sees
hold
a
2
couple
people all the
weaknesses.
time with this, and you get scared
Very,
because
very
they
solid
can
approach out of
just
Koi,
burst with 2
respecting those
people over
weaker
towards the
weapons on the other
site. So
side. You know,
creating
you don't
question
see
mark
the
over
same
towards B main when you have a
contested
double
choke
comp like
points.
this is really, really
Certainly
cool.
not the same
I'm a
pacey
big fan of
early round
this as
contest
well,
that we
though.
had
Good info
before.
trips over towards
25
A so they
seconds
can
on that boom.
heavier
It's not quite
go
gonna
towards
happen.
middle.
Listen.
Twistin off angle.
That's the thing as well. Like the way the defense
Big
with
round
this
for
double
Koi.
duelist have to play,
Does.
they have to fight for control. So that's
Nicely
what you're
done from
seeing.
him.
You saw
Pops.
slower holds.
Got to
coming
like
out
the
from the attack,
50-second
because they're
mark. You
expecting
realize
to
they
be
must have been
aggressive.
trying to
They're
take some
expecting
kind of map
pressure to come
control. As
in.
we can see,
In the
they
first
only
minute,
had B.
there
They
wasn't
had
really
nothing over
anything, but
towards
then
A,
that
so
peak
he's thinking
comes
that they
out,
must be coming
and
middle.
advantage
Pops
goes the way
the
of Vitality,
pops the
and they're
dash.
building up into the
Goes
same
out,
side
goes
attack. Okay, the
searching.
only man there
Got a
is
good
Sender,
timing.
but they're gonna have to deal with his utility.
Good back-to-back
I like
round
what
for
they've done here.
Twistin.
Vitality
Oh,
are stacking B, getting a
that was
heal
a
on, but
nice
Xander
shot.
should be left alone to die here. 1 kill is more than enough in his position, and now we look to those Bulldogs to try and bridge the gap here. It's a 4 versus 3, but the weaponry isn't great for Vitality, and they're potentially going to have to work the post plant. I mean, there's 10 seconds left. The
Nade's
nade
nice,
could
I
be
think.
perfect. If it makes it up and over, it has, but not quite in time.
Good amount of damage, forces them to elbow.
Players refined to the site.
A lot of low HPs for this one. It's looking great
Stuck
for
back.
Vitality. Looking
Not able to
really
move
good.
anywhere. These are not the greatest of post
Did
plants.
they
It
one-way
leaves them
smoke
a little
the...
bit
Yeah, they
trapped.
did. One-way smoke
Last
this
pack
as
will
well,
at
so
least
this is going to
somewhat
be
get
even
rid of the
better.
trip, but they're going to have to make that face. Starza with a good start. Wolfen with another low HP and still plenty to be done. Twistin only getting 1 though, and Bone Cold just a little bit further behind. Trying to fake the sound, and he's not going to get anything.
Nicely
Decent
done.
work
They got a
from
lot
Koi
of
in the end,
important
because
jewels.
that
Wolfen
looked
got 1,
very
Starkso got
dangerous.
1.
Yeah, that nade came in
And
to
that kinda made
Starzo,
it
lit him up,
doable.
stripped some of the shields that he
In
had
terms of
remaining,
Vitality,
and
pretty
he
good
ends up
damage.
surviving
This
the whole
one
round,
is
a
going to be a
pivotal
swing
part of
round.
it.
How
For
are
one
we
round on
approaching
Koi,
this?
look,
Light
they needed it there,
armors,
and we came
light
in
armor
realistically,
on some.
Vitality, sure they had weaponry, but they had played their economy
like a half and
safe
half.
as can be early on. They're able to come in with a massive buy, backed up by some ultimates. Certainly not going to be easy, and I'm even seeing here on our other screen, that's an operator in the hands of Twistin. Right
Nade
off the
needs
rip,
to go a little
round
bit
4.
further. Yeah.
On split, you're getting this up.
Yeah, especially for that Logitech G power-up round. Getting that operator into play. It's an opportunity for this man to take over. Blade Storm available as well, and this is a chance for Koi to maybe put them in the dirt, start building up into those attacker rounds. That's where we sort of talk about
important
Cold
rounds.
Amenta
This isn't going to be a rebuy, this isn't going to be a rebuy. Pretty much with light armor, like, this is a rebuy. That's why it's kind of crazy. It's anything under 400, basically. So, massive rounds Twistin has been very impactful at the moment. Oh, okay.
They certainly didn't have the
Wolfen's been relatively quiet in terms of how good he can be and how good we've kind of seen him be before. So I'm excited for him to kind of get some confidence.
Still able to deliver more. Numbers even. Twistin with an op on retake, but he has a Blade Storm to fall back to.
Huge 2-on-2. Do they expect Cypher to be here so early? Keep an eye on Sender. They got no info for this. I like this bold move from Trex.
Try and deny Cold Amenta and escape. No shadow steps,
very bold move from
Trex. There and hope that his teammate can help, and Trex will do just that. Spins on a dime to try and find the second.
Oh, Cold Amenta 10 HP wins that one out.
It's another round for
That's
Koi.
kind of impressive.
Patience on Cold Amenta.
Okay, a lot of these rounds came down, just coming down to individual duels for sure.
And at every point,
Very surprised Cold Amenta won this. Loved Trex's decision making in this one as well, and nice reaction from Wolfen getting the double kill.
They are on the same page from literally the start of the round. The one thing I will say,
the Fnatic get buffed with Bind coming back in. I mean, yes, depending on what gets taken out. If Icebox gets taken out, not really. It's like their best map for another. I guess it would be their best map for their best map.
Now this round, of course, Vitality financially in the bin. You've got the Blade Storm at least for Twistin, something to play with. And the rest of the team are just going to be working with Sheriffs. The thing that is good for them, though, is their ult economy. Molzy just claiming the orb over and towards main gives him a showstopper.
Who do I think is going to win? I said Koi for this, but again, this is a 50-50, and I don't have enough, haven't watched them enough to know, like, fully who I actually truly believe is going to win this. So it's just a bit of a guess, just because of how well a lot of these individuals have been playing, and I think again Wolfen can play better than what we've seen, so that's
back down to the
potential's
players' hands. That'd be the end of the round, but I'll keep an eye on this guy. He does it again and again. Koi on the way in, on the back of the side, and there's the shorty coming out. A tickle that's followed up by Sender, a showstopper from miles away. That's never
Let's see. This is looking a little bit ropey. They might decide to go into vents, and there's someone waiting here. Oh, Destrian could have got more. Cold Amenta got an important kill on Destrian there. Look at the HPs as well. This could have been devastating when they dropped down into it.
But the ramp ain't doing you any favors. Yeah, at least he's managed to recover a Spectre for his troubles. A Sheriff as well. Still needing the reload, but there's players coming up behind him, in front of him, absolutely everywhere. All the information he has to play against. And at this point, that was definitely the best thing he could do. Shift, walk backwards, find a rifle. Even if he gets nothing else done here.
Chat, sorry, did someone put the actual dates when they said the Bind was coming back in?
Storm and a showstopper and get nothing with either of those ultimates. Well, look, getting 3 kills is definitely
that was just kind of smart from Twistin there. April, and then the rule is 4 weeks until it's in competitive. So
there's absolutely no way he gets this done. They have not left by any stretch of the imagination. So
yeah, it's trying to do a bit more damage on this one.
I appreciate the effort, but that is not happening.
So yeah, so it should be in for Masters.
In the end, but at least it's taken out of their hands. The 3 kills they got. Certainly gonna come back to
so if it's in for Masters and then the America League's got the sponsor that you're talking about, then I don't think that's actually an issue.
The good thing is though, their ult economy is sitting pretty, and Vitality, they've got a res to work with here, but those
because the season's done.
Your showstopper, the things you're really concerned, or you
so I honestly think maybe it is Icebox. It's Icebox, Haven, or Ascent.
A really tough one for Vitality to answer back on.
Yeah, all they've really got available is that res, and
everyone's got light shields on. Like no one's even rocking in on 150.
You reckon Fracture?
They just headshot. You know, it doesn't make a difference if they headshot.
I would be down for Fracture to go.
Intentionally nowadays, you know, people copy Fnatic.
Yeah. Here I think it's a little bit more of a credit scenario.
Okay, important round again, but like we said, they light armor, so at the moment these two can't buy, but if Bone Cold gets a kill, he can buy next round.
Koi is starting to stack up as 5. They've left the luck.
Wait, is that true? How many have they lost in a row? Yes, that is true.
Oh,
did the Omen Flash go above them? Oh my god. You could see the decision making going on, then literally just nothing was sticking in terms of his ult. It was just in terms of his TP, it was just all on the floor.
But it has taken them some time, and now
this is a hard retake. The good thing for Vitality is they don't have much util to stop them from coming in. I mean, they literally have no util at all, but they have the OP pos. The OP pos of Trex is been dealt with.
Starting to feel a bit of pressure. They're throwing out their stun.
And they didn't get a trade off it. It's that pos is normally perfect for a trade all the time. Wolfen's done it again. Wolfen's got 2 kills. Great impact from Wolfen at the moment.
On the way back through, I expected 1 or 2, but Koi just looking too
Unclinic. Thank you so much, dude. New member of the Slug Club chat, you know what to do. Oh, even. We got a bit of time. I'll put Dubro up on the board. Thank you so much. Wolfen feeling it? Yeah, him. He had a lot of important kills in this round again. Shados, as we saw as well, replay. Those 2 are important, but yeah, Wolfen got the main 2 in my mind. Timeout from Vitality, 4 in a row at the moment from Koi, and they pretty much haven't been able to stop the site hits like we're saying, so they need to potentially take B main. It would make life a lot easier. That might be the easiest change up for them. The problem for that is they don't have the best comp to take map control.
The wiggle room, yeah, it's starting to fade out a little bit. Koi on 4, ult's built up, looking very pretty. And I love what they did with their showstopper, by the way. The fact that they came in, they hold their showstopper to look for trades. You know, that was it. It was a supportive ultimate.
They should probably remove Pearl and fix B. I mean, they can just fix B without removing it, and then we have a good map.
Fire it out, maybe get a kill, and in the end, oh, they ended up in a pretty good spot for it. Vitality, this timeout will be full of conversation around how they want to approach this, but I hate having to make these adaptations on the defensive side, where Koi could just come out swinging in this round and undo anything Vitality.
I don't think it is necessarily better. It's like pros and cons.
We've got the in-game leader that we sort of call the kingmaker, the man who's moved to many different teams and made them successful. Yep. And we have an IGL who's won champions. Now, I'm going to go ahead and say there's only a couple of those. And one of them is on our stage right now and has made the comeback. That's the thing. He hit the highest height possible in Valorant, slipped, fell back down, joined Vitality, built them up, and now they're looking to be back.
If we get a Pearl, I'll explain it. If not, I've done a YouTube video in terms of what I think is wrong with Pearl.
Facing off against each other, Coldamenta being the one that you almost feel is the one who taught him everything he knows.
So
maybe
yeah,
not, maybe
if anyone wants
up.
to link that to help the people that don't know what I'm talking about, that'd be useful.
It's hard to really overrate Coldamenta. Again, this guy.
Yeah, or you can just find it from my YouTube there. Yeah, it's probably going to be in the linked. It's not on that actual YouTube. There's like an extra. Yeah, there we go. Let me spam that for you, Jonah. Thank you for doing that. Hopefully this is right and you're not trolling me, but hopefully it's that. Oh, we actually have a bind for it. Oh, that's really cool.
And here's the thing, Raze has been typically playing towards that B site. You'll see the early nades going through, you'll look for the control.
Right, in terms of this one, they take a pause and... Right, what I said is they probably need to shut down the sides heavier instead of B. I mean, they are kind of shutting the sides heavier. They get info over towards A instantly as they create pressure and then leave it. We also see an updraft over the trip, so this is very nice. Now, you really want to delay a lot of this. And in terms of delaying a lot of this, they have a slow, a wall, and a nade. So they can definitely... Wait, why would you do this? You're crazy, Sender. Oh, no. But the camera's gone through. It might work out well. Oh god, it's going to work out well.
Well, they're about to find out. No kills.
That's so unlucky.
Unfortunately,
keep an eye on the jet.
Now the rifles start to really roam around the site. Pistol duels going bone.
Who's this watching behind?
That is about all there is to say.
Coldamenta was watching behind. Shados got entries over towards the site, and Coldamenta was aware of the flank. They did not delay fast enough. Simple as that. They had to kind of delay by time, then it gets a little bit more pressure, then you can kind of get the jet here, then when they start flooding into site,
rifle aim,
then the jet can get
Dyer's typically
activated.
B,
So
shows himself, blast packs out, and
yeah,
he did not stop holding W. He ran
No.
back through spawn all the way around to B. And I do wonder if a certain element of that is they've seen
Slados
me here
doing his
instead of
usual
on B.
thing.
They've seen me with a rifle as well. They know we don't have many of those. They might go B now. They might think it's the weaker one. And, well, look, they got the stack. You can see by the blue X's on B site. They certainly did stack the site. Unfortunately, everything came down to a 1v1.
Yeah, I was looking at the little
but
trash
it's
can
another
thing
one
that
of
they
those
added. The
multi-fracture
only thing I can
tables as
think
well.
is
He
if
is
it's
coming
like
to
people are
this tournament
spamming util there, you have
absolutely
something to
blitzing
jump on
opposition.
top of, and then you're safe.
I think it might have
I don't
been in
fully
one of the
understand it.
early
I need to
maps.
play
He
around
ended
with the
up
map and see.
4 3Ks while playing on that Killjoy. Now moving over to the Cypher, he's been unbelievable so far. And I think he's someone that, even though we're starting to see Jados truly shine,
You reckon you
he
can
was
see a
underrated.
headshot angle
Like,
over it?
looking at that old mech, we
I don't
talk
know.
about Max
Triple's
a lot.
pretty
We talk
tall,
about
man.
Chronicle going on winning a championship. Shados was one of those players where
You
he
reckon
was always incredible,
maybe on
but
top of
because
it you
the
can
team
see
he was
someone on the
he
box
was
of
maybe
shore?
never
Is that what
given
you're
the
saying?
same sort of
Right,
chemistry.
say
A
that
lot
this
of
is the
people
box
still
on
rate him
shore,
decently.
this is
But
lamps,
seeing him play
this
the other
is your truck here, and then this is triple, and then this is the little bin.
Some of these players reach new
Are you
heights.
saying you reckon you can sit
know,
on
you
the
look at
little
some of
bin
those
and
old
then you can
games,
see over if a headshot's here?
Look back at the highlights, and you could probably watch games and miss him. But when you watch the full game, the impact
Triple is
there round
1.5, so
around.
maybe it's a headshot
Boy,
angle. Yeah, actually
in
maybe
there
Lot are
fast
right.
towards the
I need
A side.
to...
A lot of control.
I think you
so
lot might
far,
be right then.
Trapwires haven't been seen, destroyed. At least they're hearing one up close, and that's going to be caught.
Might be
And
an
that one
extra
too.
angle.
Okay, very diligent on their way through. Even despite that, though, they've lost
You reckon that's
tracks.
why they changed triple as well?
Also, this hasn't
Could
mattered
be.
too much. In the afterplants, Koi have been fantastic, so this is where I really want to focus on Vitality. What have they got to bring this back through? A lot of utility, paranoia, still everything in the Raze kit with Molzy now
Koi
finally
still
using the
just
blue box,
letting them get a
trying to
lot
clear
of
some
space
these
with the kind of
backgrounds out.
side
They
hits,
know
but
that that's the
this
angle that has been played so far
could be
for
a good
Koi.
retake.
There's
They
a
have
couple of
numbers,
players
that's
here, though.
really nice.
Oh, there's presence
Nicely
for
done from
sure, with
Twisted.
trades
No one to
starting
follow
out
this
the
up,
fight.
though.
They know that there's another attacker sitting
Oh, nice.
right back
Nice
there.
shot. Okay,
And
well,
that space is
Starks
opened
and
up
Wolfen
a
need
res.
to do
Things
some
are
mad...
looking great for Vitality. Wolfen tries to put a
Uh-oh.
stop to this. Starzo tag
No.
low. Wolfen in with another 3 for him now, and one more needed. It's close. Just 50 HP on Twisted. And the shorty
Oh my
attempt
god, it's a
will not
2v5
work
on
out.
site. Wolfen
Wolfen,
is
4
a
kills
monster.
for 6 rounds on Koi. Unbelievable.
I think...
That was a 2v5.
Holy hell.
That was a 2v5. That was Vitality's best chance. And Wolfen,
Yep.
alongside Starzo, have just completely shut this down, just fighting together on the back of it. But this man just
Chewison's
going
on
ham.
mad
I
rounds
was
today.
speaking to Bambino, the analyst today, about their win. And he goes, no, you know what, it was good. But I don't think we saw the best out of Wolfen. I don't think he's anywhere near the peak that we can expect from him.
It's so sick
He's
that we
doing
have...
alright at the moment. He's 12-5. He's just won them an impossible
It's so
round.
good.
They've got 6
We're gonna have
rounds on the
7 more
attack split.
games of potential crazy barbell
double
counts.
stack up on the box of mid. Vitality
That's
trying
exciting.
something different, it's fair to say. But they found nothing for their trouble, bar a little bit of damage dealt out. I suppose that's not entirely true. Koi haven't gone.
This
mid.
is
They're
really
both
nice though.
mid.
I'm
But the wall
super
going
happy
up
that
on the other
Wolfen's
side, it's not
actually
Vitality
like
do
starting to
they wanna
look
do
like...
anything with their defensive side here and be
Because
proactive
I've
and
seen,
not
and
push
again, I
player
look at some of the
B.
forums
There's
just
not a
because
great
it's
option.
fun.
Not- especially with how Koi
I
have
see
been
a lot of
playing.
people
They
give
have
it to
these early round
Wolfen,
defaults.
and I
They
can
have
tell
the
that none of
Cypher
them
A.
have like
You're
probably
always
watched
seeing
him
this B main
because
presence,
he
but
does
if
have a
it's
lot of
not
potential.
actively
it's
being
nice to see
held,
that he's
they'll double
actually
swing it late in
fragging
the
out.
round, possibly have some utility to clear it, like we saw 1 or 2 rounds ago. So
Because this is a
it's
scary
tough
team
map to get
lineup-wise.
proactive on in general, but the way that Koi are playing right now just neuters Vitality's round until Koi make a step forward, and then they can fight.
Yeah, they've been leaving it later in other rounds as well. Like, sort of looking to take those mid-round
Fong,
fights.
what's up, dude? Fong177, appreciate you, chat. You know what to do.
But I'll be honest with you, Mitch, so
2
far,
months in the
that
Slug Club.
really hasn't
Thanks for the
mattered too
support, mate.
much. And as they build into what looks like a B hit again, Vitality do have the read. They've had it many times. The question is, do they win this one?
Where the hell is
Well,
this
they've
kill?
just
Over
caught
towards
one.
middle,
This
Shados.
opens up a lot of
Shados
options.
just gave him a chance
Seven
back in.
play,
Shay,
actually caught as well. Oh, with Twisted
How?
going down,
How
this
are
down
they-
there is
how?
completely different.
2
Vance is
individual
under heavy
angels.
threat. One man's got to hold it. It's Sander
The
again.
Slados.
Spotted. The ult reveals and paranoia
Keep an
chases
eye
him,
on the
but doesn't
time.
catch. He's
Keep
on his
an
way
eye on
up
the
and
time.
over. TP on a Destrian. It's
Gotta stick this
massive.
plant.
They can
Gotta stick
stop
this
the
plant.
defuse.
It's
They'll
done.
swing on
Nicely
in
handled.
and
Oh
claim
my
that
goodness,
round for
though.
Vitality.
Vitality
Down to
needed
a
this, and I was
fraction of a second
worried
on
when I
that
saw these
from
double
the
kills.
Shadows, and well, he emerged from the Shadows victorious.
HCTAWQM with the
Unbelievable.
prime. Thank you so much as well, mate. Welcome into the Slug Club. Thanks for using your Prime on me. Appreciate it.
A free bullet to the face, and instead he lands it, and with the Guardian immediately hits the edge. Oh, look at this! It must have just been sheer panic seeing him fall down, and he takes another one, and his teammate then swings and denies. I want to give credit as well. That was the prettier play, but Sender surviving in that moment.
I think the coach replays are one of my favorites.
Was huge.
Oh, this is fast.
Just another spot
oh, it's basically the old Vision Strikers just without an Astra.
That in the back of their mind. Great work from Sender. He is such a reliable site anchor. You know, he's not making crazy plays to give it away. Rolling Thunder and B main, 2 of them are gone. Oh, the paranoia!
Damn, this flash was huge. Codamenta did great. Oh, Codamenta did great. What sick reactional play from him. Wolfen gets a kill over towards here as well, and Trex gets his own kill. This one comboed fast. Nice reactional play from Codamenta. Got the important one-on-one, and then the TP out was everything.
Absolutely. It would have been a headshot. It would have been a really good showstopper. Unfortunately,
headshot. It might have been top of the chest. Honestly, that's still a body shot.
Yeah, not everybody's 8 foot tall, but that is
definitely. Am I an animated coach? It's a lot of complaining.
It was a little blip on the radar. It was a cool round.
It's a lot of complaining. I expect my team to win every round, so I don't get super pumped up. I'm normal when we win, and then I'm just disappointed and angry when we lose. So it's just a lot of arms flailing,
site opening,
complaining.
But I mean, really, this was just so beautiful. Paranoia. Oh, it's a tough spray when you're stunned up. But right now, man, 7 on the board. I don't think it's out of the. I don't think it's ludicrous to even say that Vitality need to win both of these final rounds. And if they lose this, their economy's gone.
Even maybe just from a confidence standpoint as well. Because in a lot of these rounds, they're getting bullied. They're trying to get aggressive. It's failing. Already, Destrian under pressure.
Dude, nice fast hits though. Dude, their side hits are too strong. Oh, he didn't get 2? Aimed just a little bit too high on that one.
Instead, he's fighting forward, looking for
more. Oh, this is nice. It's been a very good attack. Very good attack off them.
Standing. A 1v3, a multi-frag merchant, and a minute to play with.
Plenty of time. Get them guessing where you're coming from. Could be a long, long wraparound through spawn, but no way. Sander getting another round for Vitality.
Slug disapproves. Yeah, they're doing a lot of cool strats. So the round before, they basically copied the old Vision Strikers, where Vision Strikers was a little bit different. They would have a stun here, Astra suck, then you would have Omen Flash as your raise sends it over towards heaven. They decided to change it up. They had the dash towards middle. I think I missed a bit of util, but then they had the stun heaven, then they had the flash on top of it as well in terms of Omen, so that was pretty cool. For this one, the thing that I liked the most was they blocked off Vision here, then they had the stun, and then when they were in and they got past the choke point, then they did the Omen Flash to take these jewels from here. So I thought that was really cool, but Bone Cold honestly just had a bit of a hero play. So a lot of nice strats from Koi at the moment. It's very fast-paced as well, which you kind of expect. It's a lot of set XX if you look at the past 2 rounds and some of what we've seen. And good reactional play as well from a lot of them. Just looking for the trip. As we can see, it's not him.
I love it, man.
Yeah, they're hunting for it. It's not there. They're both currently within the site, so almost abandoning that control, but you can see there's a cap. So they are still going to be watching for this, checking and playing much more deeply within. The thing is, it does give a lot of.
It's just the fact that the flash is too good,
They're going to be pretty much in the face of their opponents by the time.
The Omen Flash is too good, and the Astra Suck is too good.
Actually, they're pushing back. I think because they didn't have that pressure into B main.
Plus, I think this is the first time we've seen Koi play this map.
Vitality have been pushing there often. Well, they haven't pushed into A. We know that. We've got trips, so they must have pushed B.
Cover going out. The thing is, though, you're taking a
nice shot. Oh my God, the individuals at the moment from Koi are making such a difference in this one.
And look, Sender's been doing a great job when he's getting surrounded, but they've got him. He's stuck
it misses. Holy hell, that's nuts, isn't it? Damn. He still doesn't get a kill with Mosey's that low HP. What an half.
Most importantly.
Wolfen just gonna spam the blades in the hope of a free kill again.
Dude, how on earth is Wolfen still alive?
Almost just giving him that little bit of extra shielding. Vitality in a 3v5. They need someone to make a mistake, someone to make an error. Maybe that was it. In fact, the couple
There we
start
go.
to
Finally
fall
gets taken down.
back into
He's a 2-on-2
2v2,
with this,
and this
though.
will tell them where they are.
Both on back, spray through the smoke, not gonna happen. Twistin had to pop the reload. No, he's still on 1 bullet. That means it's shorty time. He's gonna get close. Cloud bursts all around. They don't know where he is.
Oh my goodness, he is crazy, isn't he? His decision making sometimes is just so crazy. The biggest shorty believer out
in the
there.
anti-strap book for these guys. Twistin plays a shorty. Everyone knows it, and well, he likes to remind them.
It's just an absurdity. The way his brain works to go, I have a gun in this scenario, I have a rifle in my hand, but not at this range.
Well,
I'm getting up in his face.
Listen, 1 bullet in the rifle, so I'll give him that. There was a rifle
Okay,
on the
still
floor he could
though,
have picked up. I bet
right,
that didn't
still
have 1
after the
bullet,
dust
but,
settles,
hey,
that
listen,
was an
he wanted
insane
to,
half from Koi.
Wanted to play that his way, and I respect it.
An opportunity, at least. With Vitality bringing back that 3v5, we've had a couple
Chat,
of
Vitality
sort of
won
clocked
pistol
rounds,
as well, right?
a couple of turnarounds
Yeah, they
for
did.
both sides, in fact. That 2v5 on the other side, a close match to say the least.
It's a
And
really
I think
good
we're going
half.
to get that throughout this series, I'll be honest with you. Like, I think even going into Fracture later in the day, sure, it was a map that there were real struggles on for Vitality. Do I think it would still be in the map pool? If they thought that would happen again, probably not. Maybe it's the lesser of evils. That's possible too.
I doubt it. Honestly, I think it's you win or you learn. And they're looking at it the right way. You know, you have a bad result on a map, you come in, you let it be played, or you pick it. I like that about teams, to say we fixed what went wrong, we know what happened. The problem is, you know, you don't know that until you're in the
Shorty emote? Nah, I'll leave that one for Twistin. We got the judge.
Having an incredible game and still seeing Shade off.
This is his gun
as well. I think it's been a resurgence from both these players and a good sort of almost debut for Wolf. And that's the thing, as mentioned in the last match, maybe had a bit of a slower start. You're playing against Na'Vi. I think that's forgivable. You're playing up against CNED. You're trying to match up to a man that, again, he's won himself a Champions a while back, and he was doing it on the Jet.
That's a pretty big tournament as well.
I think the fact that he is looking so good in this series right now is a really great sign for Koi, and especially getting that many rounds over on that attack side. Now we get to see what they've got on defense, because they don't have a Sage. So if you thought the last half was someone being proactive, if you got a breach on defense, I expect even more.
What 4 teams do I have going out before playoffs?
Their ability on this map. We've always talked about Omen and how strong he can be. The paranoias. We saw it even save a player from a Rolling Thunder earlier. It is an incredibly powerful
BBL.
ability. But when you're on the side of Koi, you have not only that, but a breach as well. Someone that is daunting to play against, pushing up against this composition.
Then I'm honestly not too sure.
They're always going to have something to fall back on.
The only one I'm really confident about is Heretics.
That allows them to switch the engagement entirely. Oh, he's already used his paranoia. Let's push him. In comes the stun. They've got flashes. They've got everything. Aftershocks that, you know, that box in particular, I've seen too many players survive around that. We need to have a word with some of the breach players, but angles can be tough sometimes.
Who's the other one you had in mind?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter? We want to forget that?
Yeah.
No, this is Vitality's map pick.
Can we escort
the writing's
Pampok?
on the wall.
Can we escort Pampok out the building,
yeah.
please? Can we
I heard them earlier, man. I told them they should get in the shuttle
yeah,
right away.
Striff.
Get back to the hotel.
It honestly is. If you're,
we'll watch the game. Well,
I mean, just it is worth watching.
You know, it's times like these we get to have a little bit of a chat. I know that obviously we've spoken about your pick'ems, your nightmare of lock-in. It's been going a bit better this time from what I've heard.
Very good.
Any mistakes? Any slip-ups? I think I know one that was an error, and they're playing in the server right now.
It was the only
I think you're with the 94.7% of people
They're
who think Koi would beat Na'Vi.
Yeah, I definitely am. That look, you know, we come into this tournament, we talk about Koi as a team that has potential. They've got the King Builder. I was a massive fan of Koi going into lock-in, even with them facing NRG to start, but we got to be real. I didn't think they were going to do damage to Na'Vi. I didn't think they'd... A map, maybe. A map, maybe. And you asked Angel before, definitely not a map. But they took 2. Hey, you got to give them props for that. And coming into this game, it's why
I like this. This is kind of sick.
I expect from Koi.
It's pretty cool that every game they just show up, they have the giant... They have the giant banner. And they're just cheering the whole time. It's like a mini...
Not like that. It was a close game, right?
I don't know. It's like the Brazil crowd that's non-stop cheering for their team. It's sick.
For me, if Koi actually deliver well versus Vitality here, they could be a favorite.
That's the thing.
After the
they should ban tech balls as well.
At their run. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, their first 3 games.
Curious, thank you so much.
They beat. Vitality. Who,
One
again,
and
I think
only
many
sub on
have in their
Twitch.
top
Thank you so
four,
much, dude. I
minimum top
appreciate
five,
that.
I
Thanks
think.
for the
And
support.
then I'm pretty sure their third
The
game
only
is
one.
Giants.
I
So
feel
it's like
special,
they are
man.
going
Thank
through
you.
the ringer. If they come out, I think even with 2 games they've done well. If they get all 3, I would almost put them as a shoo-in. Unless something happens, unless they make serious mistakes, what? Even if you lose to Fnatic, you've just got to get through the rest of the opposition, which I think many would agree.
Coaching will do
look
stuff to
easier
you,
at
man.
this
I'm
point.
telling you, it will
Now, of
age
course,
you fast.
There's some sort of bogey teams that we're going to start questioning about, like Team Liquid. I feel like it varies map to map.
Chat, I had
Team
no
Liquid you
grey
get,
hairs
so
before
they might
coaching.
be
Can
later
you
down the
see
line.
these?
I don't think too many people will be happy with that term, but
well, you know what?
at least,
I
at
don't
least
think
today,
they watched the last match. He was
yeah,
playing
when
unbelievable.
he's
All
getting
through
like
coaching.
70 kills. I was watching that game and it reminded me of like BBL Rust.
Yes.
Where it was
Rolling
just
back the years.
him on Jet just running around, and it's like, if Rust's good, they win.
Yeah.
If Rust's bad, don't win. And Rust's never bad, but still sometimes don't win.
Just
It's
old.
crazy to see
Telling
a
you,
guy,
dude, I had
you got the
none
whole
before.
team pretty much
They
dead
just all
even on,
appeared.
like, KDs and all that, and then this guy's running
One every
plus
week.
30 in a map. It's like, it shouldn't be possible.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be. But it is.
But either way, I think we've been very lucky with a lot of the matches we've seen so far. Like the fact that we've got Carmine Corp coming out, I'll be honest, like there's some stuff about their game yesterday.
They're all so
that I was
crazy.
like, oh
and
dear.
I really.
And then other stuff about their game.
Yeah,
yesterday
like, I
where
like it. Like, there's
that's some of the
some
coolest
proper
stuff I've seen in a
hardcore
while.
fans.
Right?
It's cool.
Yeah.
Like I think that if their team is a work in progress, is actually really exciting. Because I'll be honest,
Honestly,
I sat there
if
looking
I'd
and
stuck
going,
with the coaching for
oh,
longer,
they're
maybe
kind of
I'd be
playing
joining
that other
him.
game with guns that has rounds and a
Shut up,
timer
thank
and
you.
a thing that explodes.
And some of them might have even played it before.
Yeah.
Maybe drawing on
And
experience.
then yesterday they won. Yesterday they were playing a completely different game where they had all of these cool utility setups.
Strip,
having
leave him be.
really good contact ideas. And I
Leave
was
him
like,
be.
Hey man, maybe, as Mitch once said, Scream is a decent IGL. Although when you said it, it was definitely not true. And that's
Well-
it. When you believe in Scream, he doesn't believe in you.
I don't think Scream's ever believed in me. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm pretty sure we played some games of Icebox where I shot our own teammates more than I shot the other team. But, you know,
That's
what it is.
impressive considering. But did you damage them, or you were just shooting?
Oh, the
at
raised
them?
nades were atrocious. Let me be
Okay.
honest. I probably shouldn't have went for that. But, you know, it is what it is. Early days of Icebox. These things happen.
Do you know what? I genuinely would love if we could actually do a face-off between these two coaches. Because from seeing, if you haven't met Salah behind the scenes at any point, he is someone who loves mind games. Like, he will try and get you to do the veto before you've done the veto and be like, I know what you're going to do. I'm in your head. You ban this because of this. I'm doing that. I was doing it in Brazil. I've seen him do it here. For me, it's hilarious because...
Oh, yeah.
Do you have any
not
offers from
against
NA?
him. I would love to see him try and
Long
do it
story
to
short,
Barber,
yeah.
Because... For me, Barber,
But again, I don't really want to talk.
talkative,
I'm never
absolutely
gonna
lovely
mention
guy.
what
If you
orgs
don't know him, he seems
asked me
intimidating as
because
hell.
it's
Like,
just
what he has done
disrespectful
that
to the
desk,
coaches that are there now.
Yeah.
Immeasurable damage. I wonder if Koi have a desk fund.
They've got a military-grade desk for him now. They've had to bring it in. It can take some AT shells.
It's
but
like
a few days with Barbar.
What is
gone.
Wolverine made of? It's
Yeah,
just
we need
like
that.
adamantium or whatever it is. Just like something that basically will just heal itself back if he does.
Nah, I
enough
don't think so,
damage to
Prodigy.
it. I think
The only thing that
someone where I
100%
sit there and go,
got leaked was because
he
Imi
leaves
leaked
his
one.
heart on his sleeve, but I
Imi
love it.
decided.
Like, you need
Actually, I think
Barber
Imi
down.
leaked
One thing I'll
two
say
of
about
them.
Barbar as well, he's part of the Irish elite. You know, he was always
So
traveling
it's not
over to
coming from
Ireland,
me.
Playing in the
Right,
lands there.
okay. I forgot
Even
that
just-
anybody who's just been to Ireland is automatically
No, I'll
Irish.
tell you what. He had time for these, like, you know, $1,000, $2,000 lands, not to play, not to coach. He came over just to say hi, just to talk to people, see the scene, stuff like that. He's
Nah,
always
it's not a
been
thing, Teets.
A real character
not a thing.
within
Yeah.
the scene. A guy you'd see around, you'd have chats with, and you'd always come out learning something.
I
As
think
you can
he's
see, he's got quite a
definitely-
bit to read in front of him there. My God, he's brought a novel. He was expecting a tech
He's-
pause.
he is-
That can't be strats.
It's just poetry.
Yeah. I've just been writing it in my free time, inspired by the plays.
Honestly, if I found out that just Barbar wrote poetry in his spare time, I think my brain would melt down because it just wouldn't fit with his character at all. I imagine.
You know what? I reckon if he did write poetry,
Yeah,
and
now
maybe I'm
you're
going
just
out on a limb
talking
here, but
stupid,
if he
man.
did
Come on.
hit a few poems out there, I think they would slap.
I just imagine
You gotta stay in the real world
cooking the
sometimes.
meanest barbecue ever. Like that's Barber for me. He goes home, slaps some meat on a grill, and just
Anything
it
in
is the
particular
best.
that led you to believe he's a barbecue fanatic?
He's
or?
a big buff man.
Right. So you think that diet has to be barbecue? It's not sustainable.
It
any other way.
is extreme amounts of meat. That's what I imagine.
I got you. We'll have to confirm that with Barbar at some point. Maybe we can get him and Salah in, do a barbecue head-to-head, see who's better.
Barbar's winning, hands down.
Yeah, well, you know.
Of course.
Apparently, he's an expert.
Yeah.
So
I think he also has one of those little like what's it? The aprons. I reckon he has a funny apron.
If he has an apron, then he obviously knows how to barbecue.
Of course,
that's a fact.
of course.
That's just a well-known fact. But no,
Yeah,
I think
the
the
tech
work that he's been
poses,
able to do here with
tech
Koi
poses
is
are long.
great. You know, when you look at the old days of Guild, I can only imagine
the NA game
torture
side
it
yet?
was to go through that team as a coach to really
What in particular?
everything, to be honest.
No, if you were going to pick one thing specifically.
Well, if I had to pick one, I'd say the team's chakra. That's what I'd pick, Tom. You know, it was the kind of thing playing against them was tough. Let me tell you that.
Have you been hurt by this before?
Yeah. Have I been hurt by what? You seen Shift walking out B main on split? No.
You sound a little bit hurt when you talk about
I almost
this.
begged Riot to take the map back out once I saw B main again. I had PTSD, but
so I have a question for you, which for some people I don't know. Some people may not know all the context here.
Right.
But who frustrated you more, Yassine or Logan?
Oh, well, I mean, different reasons. I got to say, Logan, great individual player, 1v4'd us with the Sheriff, on split as well. I'll always remember that. We were in eco, by the way. Don't worry, we had rifles.
Yeah, oh no, I remember.
Existence, FPS, thank you so much.
Yeah, no,
Chat, you know what to do.
It was terrible.
New
What annoyed
member,
you more,
I
that,
can
or
definitely
when you
put
found
this
out
up while we're
that
waiting.
Yassine walked B main because he
funny
felt
enough,
that he should do.
I was on the analyst desk for both of those games, so I actually watched them and reacted to them live.
Existence,
and got to break
appreciate
down why
it.
they did it. And when I guessed why Yassine had figured out that we'd left B main as an open gap, I had many ideas on why it might have been. I never expected it to be his chakra. I got to be honest. I didn't think there was a decision-making process that was involved. But in that sense, I'll say.
Depends if it's a big killjoy enough, maybe.
No, it's not. But when it comes to Barbar, I'm sort of thinking about it from his perspective. It's like, you look at these guys from the outside, and, you know, I'm sure some people will say, oh, maybe Yassine's just saying that, right? Maybe all these players would just talk like, I just did it because I felt it. They don't want to. No, that's not true. You don't know him. That's why. When it comes to Barbar, you're working in a team like that, your role is actually going to be very different than in a team like this. I know either way he's going to say, like, I'm the dad of the team and stuff like that, but as
Do you think why EMEA doesn't get as much viewership as NA? I mean, Tarek, right? Is it literally just not Tarek? It's like Tarek, Toast, who else streams NA?
Like, Yassine is a great player. If he plays
is that not literally the factor for most of it?
Like, he has his skill set.
I don't fully know. I actually don't follow in terms of viewership much.
I'd love to hear from Barbar, but I'd imagine this is an easier job.
Well, that's the thing, though. I would love to hear from Barbar, but there's also, in some cases, where I wouldn't, and those are because I have never seen a man be able to dodge questions more easily than Barbar. I remember on an old broadcast back in another game, I decided to ask him a question. It was a game where they were losing by a considerable margin. Think of like some of those old stories, maybe even an 11-3, something like that sort of case. They called a tactical pause, and they came back. Okay. It was incredible. One of the best comebacks I've ever seen. We get an interview with Barbar, and I'm like, this is going to be brilliant. I have got an opportunity to ask the man who had the words that made this comeback happen.
What did he tell you, he said?
I said to them, don't lose.
Well, he was right on that one. Oh, wow. Even tucking him in. Photoshop skills.
What is
it's
this?
Not. Doesn't look like Photoshop to me. That
looks real. I think it's unedited.
180p. That's the way the pixelation.
But yeah, I think that that's the great thing about both of these coaches. Like, Salah's going to try and get in your head, and I think if there's anybody that you can't get in the head of, it's Barbar, because he probably wasn't listening. I'll be brutally honest.
You stopped talking. You went, oh, what was the question? Yeah, I just.
We were almost doing so well.
No,
so well without the tech pauses, but apparently not.
Supposedly there is a referee looking into some of the footage.
Chat, what day is my voice going to fully break?
Pause is currently for. So that is why we are waffling.
What day?
Trust me,
how many days
we
are in
have
a at
not put
the
in
moment?
our contracts that we want extra airtime during.
When did
this
Pacific
technical pause.
start?
No, I actually, if PAMPOC have X
on the
amount of
25th, maybe 26th.
So I've requested we get the
4 days. I'm pretty sure that's today.
Did
you pay the referee?
Maybe a little bit. He's not looking in.
Wouldn't be the first time,
He's watching out.
I knew Alliance didn't win those games legitimately.
Yeah,
that is not a shun to the Orc. They are very nice people. That is just a shun to him.
But we've talked a lot about Barbar, and over on the other side for Vitality, Salah, you know, you're talking about guys mind games, this guy is unreal. I mean, he came up to coaches a week before the game and tried to arrange the vetoes in a bar. I mean, he is not afraid to catch you off guard. Himself and Bambino certainly have had the odd few exchanges.
Yes.
We've been there for a lot of them. It's great. Get ringside tickets.
Well, I think that's the cool thing is like
you
talk about
my Italian brother right there. Look at him.
You talk about the coaches that have sort of come up from other games, and then you talk about coaches like Salah, who we've seen sort of grind through the landscape of Valorant and make their way through to the position they're in.
That's how much you got saved up. That's a good amount.
People more deserving, and I think that's happened for
yeah,
many
it's definitely
players
something that I
on
need to look
stage
into.
Right now. Like you talk about the ringer that Trex had to go through to get here. One team in particular, I won't name, but that must have been an absolute nightmare. Then he makes it into
yeah,
Guild,
that's
looks
the plan.
fantastic. Guild doesn't make it into
So
the partnership.
I think, like, in terms of the schedule,
that's one of the things that I think
there's one NA game I can't do that is like midway through, and then again I miss out on like 2 days because of a wedding as well. So I think altogether I miss like 5 games, but everything else I'm pretty much covering.
Like you have got a Masters winner, or mech as some people will call them.
Not my wedding. Stop this.
You've ended up with the Kingmaker, Coda Mentor in the mix as well. Like you've got Starzo, another Champions winner. Trex, one of the up-and-comers that we've sort of hyped up for such a ridiculous.
Yeah, we do a good amount. We do a good amount, but not everything. Sometimes real life takes over.
Look at what's going on. We're Coda.
Yeah, you little idiot. It's fine.
Twisting up at least.
Yeah, you know, he's not napping anymore. He's set up
okay.
straight. I'm hoping
Twiston's sitting up.
Maybe he's getting ready. Maybe
Surely.
he's just warming up. No.
Oh, he's getting the crowd ready. Maybe he's just baiting the crowd in. You never know. Oh, here we go again. I got to say, the Golden Hornets, they got a couple more people over their side now, but the other day, there was literally just them, the 8 of them, up against a whole flock of Liquid fans, and it was just madness.
All right, we're getting back into it.
I think all y'all at home will be very happy to know, and those of you here in the arena, in the Coliseum.
Don't say it. The time is not moving.
But I've heard.
No, the time is not moving.
We're getting back into the game.
No, the time
Things
is not
are ready
moving.
to go. The admins have looked into all the previous rounds.
It's moving.
They've made sure there was nothing funky going on, and we have the go ahead, the all
right.
clear.
In terms of this one, Vitality now on attack. Koi on defense. Think it's a must win. Feels like a must win pistol for Vitality.
Keep up his performance after that nap.
Maybe.
We'll see.
Maybe Wolfen will.
Attack side Jet, not where you're expected to get a lot of that. We talked a million times before about split Jet, but this is it's a little bit of a different field.
It depends the way they use it, because from what we saw previously, I feel like Trex was taking a lot of the sort of almost initiation, and then it was the follow-up coming in from Wolfen, so he did very well. Now in this case, no, Twisted is definitely taking that initial
I like this strat. Interesting that Coda Mentor doesn't buy
not going to be too bad this early on.
Doesn't buy a TP, so I guess he dropped someone else a gun.
Still have a ton of utility, a ton of information.
Did he drop Trex a gun? I didn't see fully.
On the A site, B and B heaven being held by individuals, and it's the 2-player stack.
Oh, very good timing from Coda Mentor.
2 guys ready to fight up in heaven on a firing squad. They never get peeked. Full
nice
push down through main, and that's the kill.
Oh,
Found
nice
another
shots.
to follow. Great stuff for Vitality.
They're looking like they're going to have a double pistol into this.
They have at least got pretty much full utility on the way through for both players.
He picked up the frenzy.
Well, they're going to have to spend the next 15
as far as I can
seconds
see, he only bought flash.
So might have to just try and make a move round, at least gain a little bit
I
of
guess he had
extra
flash
round, and well, it has not gone great.
Okay, well, Starkzo in a 1v4 puts it down to 1v3. Yeah, it's
fine. He doesn't realize that there's a player close, and the fact is he needs to win these battles cleanly. At least one going his way, but runs out of bullets.
Honestly, an extra bullet there, he maybe gets to that. All right, 2-0 in terms of the pistols.
Have themselves a pistol, and I believe their second one, which that's unheard of.
Yeah, look, but they had a really, really tough defensive side. I mean, when you look at the buy round win rate, it is just off the charts when you're looking towards the side of Koi right now. So Vitality having an early pistol, or the double pistol even, the impact of that right now, at least let's start with usually. The impact usually is that you
Vitality have come a long way from their pistols. Yeah, that's the main focus of what they've been doing.
For sure.
And that depends on them following up here. But as I take a look down, Koi not investing a ton, keeping most of their money.
Looking with 0 out of 6, right?
Vitality. They can lose 2 players with the pistols that they've invested into, and they're not looking to lose any.
In terms of how they're approaching this one, pretty much the old FPX.
Twiston has done well in these sort of rounds to farm up those orbs and get them that little bonus. You're going to see
Two
Starzo
deaths
as well,
that they're
doing the
allowed.
same on the other side. Just basically
Kind of
trying
free,
to
but
pad the ultimates that were already close from the prior rounds. Make sure there's something extra to play with. The fact is, though, for Coldamenta here, genuinely, if he gets anything, that's a success. He has got 5 players pushing in his direction. He has a single smoke. And okay, there is a rotation now coming through from Trex, but for Colda, this is rough.
Yeah, Trex was caught as well. Tried to break through the smoke, but the slow orb was waiting for him. Big impact out of that ability.
Oh,
okay.
Don't call down though. Look, Spike on the
yeah,
floor.
Why is no one else
by
with
Classic,
him?
but it's Coldamenta making his way through with the
I swear
Sheriff.
to God.
That's a real threat in this round. And
Nice
if it
from
wasn't
Twistin.
for
Does he get the
Twistin's
plant
ace,
in time?
This could have been terrible. Look, 2 of Vitality came in with pistols.
Nice,
Said they
gets the
could
plant
lose
in
2
time as well.
players.
Extra bit of
That
money.
third,
So
you got a lot of
Twistin
money
has his
stacked
ult.
up,
He
so it's not gonna
can
be the
throw
end
his
of the
gun
world.
over.
But
Definitely
short of
throw
an
his gun
ace,
over if need be.
That's the
this could
weird
have
thing.
been Koi running away with it.
It's probably one of the weirdest scenarios or weirdest feelings I've had that someone aces and I feel like the other team did a better job.
It is, isn't it? And look, you know, if you think about where we're at right now, he's got a Blade Storm to work with. Dropping a rifle over, playing the Blade Storm. Economy now settles out. For all the players they lost, because they played 2 pistols, it doesn't matter that much.
Yeah, really good now. So he gets his ult, and they get to throw this over, and they have very good buys. This is their bonus round. It looks incredible. Over the other side for Koi, they have
maybe looking for any
breach
pressure, any
ult,
aggression.
So, right.
For now, though, the defense sits relatively passive, just waiting in this crossfire, using the cam as initial contact.
Vision gets blocked. They go to heaven, but we have the camera that's going to spot feet. See the pings coming in as they get info.
Here.
Well, they certainly know there's players towards main itself. That initial fight, not great. Shados, though, underneath. Will they expect him here? Well, he's made steps running away. They certainly will. Good for one spray in the smoke, and that ends up
Wow, I can't believe he managed to recover and get another one there.
The numbers keep healthy for Koi. It's about Trex staying alive, or maybe one of them being caught on the cross if Bone Cold can pick them off. No shot out of Trex to land, and with Coldamenta down, this starts to look a little uncomfortable. That rolling thunder.
Nicely done from Trex.
It was only
Nice ult in the end from Stock, so did hit him, and insanely good from Shados. The fact that he got 2 there is pretty much made that whole round winnable. It's a nice bonus, though. Like, it's a really good bonus.
The last round, though, was. So again, you're going to have those lighter
So we get to see a big swing round here.
No ultimates available either for Vitality, and that's the thing. This is an opportunity now for Koi to basically run away with this game. They've lost the pistols, they've lost the follow-up rounds on both sides, but the fact is, when it gets to this point of the game, they have been the better side.
This is where the struggle really begins for Vitality. Economy on the line for Koi. Some weaknesses there.
Right, 2 people from Vitality that can't buy next round, 3 people from Koi, so they were tempted to do mid pressure. They've smoked this, slowed this, at least tried to create pressure. If they were from heaven, this would have created the question marks, as we can see. Double passing over towards this. So yeah, they think they've created mid pressure, but they haven't. They go over towards site. They've actually done the hard part.
I think even a slow combined with it to get the starter.
Yeah.
Such a good initial fight. Spot now, and Sender actually wins the battle versus Wolfen as well. A huge round from him, and the rest of the players
are really
are out.
Cool rounds.
They're just running away, trying to run away at least.
This was good. Smoked
Twistin
off.
Swinging back in.
There was
an explosive round into the A side. I was going to say they had that initial fight in mid to almost just hold a player there, keep them from rotating. But then the pace of how they hit in towards that A side.
Man, Jack, maybe I need to reevaluate this map. Everyone is just smashing attack signs.
Small risk. They smoke up screens, he has a cage, activates it, and starts to spam through. Maybe they managed to return a lucky shot, but they're not even looking at the smoke, right? The cage is in their face, so tracing those shots isn't easy. You'd imagine he gets out of there looking pretty, but slow and nade put in, winning out that round for them essentially. And in the end, they'll ensure no weapon save.
Huge. That forces Koi down to an eco. 4 people survive, so they get an extra 3,000.
I think Ender might have even said it on the desk.
Yeah, it feels like it. It feels like it's an attack-sided map, though.
I don't know.
That's so
It's kind of a joke, but hey, they did have it.
Yeah, no, they had the setup. And that's the thing. When you're looking at the way these setups are, so you have these...
Oh my God! Whoa!
That's the thing. We're going to have to see whose camera moves more. Does Vlad win it from yesterday, where he was off the screen completely by the end? Yeah. Are we just going to see it
they're
going to
hear the wrath now.
at some point? But yeah, more importantly, just the pacing. So both of these
They're
squads
in
are
for it
running this
now.
double duelist, running
You got a
this
minute.
setup that basically means
A
they're going to
minute
go
of
for these
harsh
slower
words.
starts and then just dive into a site aggressively. Now, the real thing is when you're that Sentinel player, your job is basically get a kill and survive or survive. Going down early makes those retakes so hard because you lose all of that map control. And you could see that instantly. The second he was down, they claim heaven. They look to even push towards screens at times.
Yeah, we're in the last 10 seconds. We're in the last 10 seconds. He's been going for the whole minute.
So that's the thing.
He has been going for the whole minute.
Your
Oh my
to be that little
goodness.
bit more careful. And at times,
Chat, we
when you're
tuned
around
in
with
to the
individual
last
skills, sometimes
10
that might
seconds,
happen.
50 seconds in
You know,
of him
I was talking
just
to Daniel Ring the other
spitting.
day, told me that, oh, the guy
Holy.
he couldn't stop talking
Okay.
about the Golden Hornets. He's like,
Let's
"Dude,
see if that
so many
changes
different
anything up.
chants.
The problem
So
for
many
them
different chants." And I was
is,
like, oh yeah, I kind of heard
I
one or two
mean,
of
this
them
is the
that were
problem.
distinctive from each other. He's like, no,
Mobile.
they've got like 8 chants that they're just cycling through the whole time, and it seems to be rehearsed. The boys
Of
are putting in
course.
work. I love it.
You don't look that good without practice, mate.
Well, that's it. They've been scrimming their chants.
Scrimming their chants.
Love it.
Who've they been scrimming against? That's the question.
I don't know, man.
So
I
it's
don't
been
know,
a
but,
similar thing
we
from
need to get
Vitality all
some
the
actual
time in
groups
terms
going
of
now,
just
some
slow,
groups bring up the whole
slow
map.
and a smoke,
Vitality looking to take
create
it towards
pressure
A,
with
and
the
look at
Sage,
what
and then
Kore's done for it.
insta-rotate
Pistols
and go
across
A
the
hit.
board.
It's
Trex
real
and Wolfen
simple.
moving in
We
with
got a
some
little...
rifles. And Trex is one away from getting his ultimate.
Attacking each other's camp. It's a beautiful Romeo and Juliet story.
Good mind
They
games
face
at the moment.
The open sky. Oh,
Shados
both members are gone now.
on
Oh,
an
that was
island,
beautiful story.
on his own,
Either way.
with a
Quick,
ghost.
aggressive push. Again, the
Nice
the nade has
exec.
landed perfectly onto Shadows. This time, only a pistol in hand, and well, he ain't gonna win that fight. The
That's
rest of
a
the team
nice
incredibly
exec.
far away. It was more of a gamble, an aggressive push through B. And well, again, it's an A site after plant with 5 alive.
In terms of
I like how they're
how
splitting it up as well. You know, having Malsey
Koi started
flash
this,
back into the
Vitality
site,
are kind of doing
having
the same
first
thing
dash,
as well, just a little
but
bit of
the nade is
pressure.
there first,
And
right? He's
so
not gonna be
far,
caught in the
Koi
dash,
have
he's gonna
not been
land,
able to
then
actually
he can
hold
peek in.
down
They've
the
got the whole
sites
site cleared
themselves,
off those 2
right?
angles
Other
that
than
they've
the
got.
Shados and Starks around that we
A
saw.
ton of information to follow with. Center
it
with another.
Stoxo?
This just sends them running. The 2
Yeah, I think it
rifles
was.
that were there at the start of
Yeah.
the round will be kept through to the end. They've managed to farm up their showstopper
They
as well
very
without
heavily
losing
need to
Trex.
be able to hold the
And they're still
sites,
sitting on
hold the
25
actual
shields
site
as well. I mean,
itself,
it's a small thing, but
because
it's going to make that economy that
not
little
much.
bit healthier
I mean,
for the
it's
defense.
real simple at the moment
Yeah, I
from
think this next
Vitality,
round,
but
though,
it's
is
working
where
like a
I
charm.
really want to see what Koi are going to do, because so far, a lot of the time they've been pushing into Shados' setup. They've been fighting in towards mid.
The
to
double
keep that
duelist is
pressure
just
there,
too
and then
much
they've
at the
been
moment for
quickly
Koi
moving
to
to A,
handle.
getting into the site with relative ease. So I want to see, firstly, a Vitality now going to move away from that, try and bait them away.
Sender. Oh,
Not
boy.
nice try.
Not going to get anything. Or are we going to see Koi now aggressively fight into that A site? Like, put players there. And I'm watching both duelists go in that direction, so it's looking
Dude,
like
are we
they're
gonna see?
try and
Are we gonna
challenge that
see
early
the
control.
exact same round? No. Okay, they were tempted.
And saw
They were
fairly
tempted to do it,
similar
and
look
now
at
we're
that
actually
defense
changing
of
it up. So
Vitality
now they
that
might
went
actually
for,
hit the site where they have some
this on an
map
eco
control
run.
at the beginning.
where they stacked up A, have an early
In
fight
terms of this,
taken
though,
by
we add a
Trex.
stun
Otherwise,
into this
he's
one with
quite
the
far back.
smoke, so that
They're
Kodamenta
literally
might
playing
fully
the
take
heavy
this.
control for the showstopper if they make their way through. Kodamenta immediately putting
just
down the
walking.
smoke. and
Okay,
that one way has
with
actually
the
kept them
stun, that meant that they
moving
didn't
away.
feel confident to
Well,
cross
they are.
this. So
Cam is gonna spot
both
him.
a question mark for both of these teams.
Oh, he actually doesn't get the
Oh
kill.
no!
Oh, that is a mistake from Trex. I think thinking he's
Trex,
dead
40
far
got
before
the
the time where he
kill.
fell. That is a kill that should have gone in the direction. They didn't even tag him with the cam. They just gave the info, so it should have been free. And now Wolfen's
Oh,
going to go
no,
looking,
and
but
then
he's
this push
spotted
gets
as well. And the full
seen.
team, after
The
early
okay
B
thing at
presence,
the
they've
moment
gone
for
even
Koi is they
further
have a
left on the
double
map this
kill
time.
trip on
Now
site,
comes
so if
back to
this gets
same
smoked, they
A
might be able to get
execute.
something through it. As they gamble
Such an
over towards B
unfortunate fight
site
for
and they
Trex.
just walk into A.
Look at what's come of it.
Vitality
Koi
are
decided to
all over
gamble it
them.
up, roll the dice, and
And
it's the
Koi
B
have
sites
the
that they've
wrong
landed
read
on. That is
every
not the right
single
one,
time.
unfortunately, and
That was
I
an
think the
interesting trip at the
realization's
top
gonna be
as well.
coming through.
Was it like
Barely.
this?
Vitality have walked their
love
way
this.
into A, grabbed a plant, and caught Wolfen. Gorgeous work.
Makes a lot of
Honestly,
sense when a lot of people's
the
pathing are
calling
up
right
here.
now from Vitality is sublime. It's basically just utility dump early, like throw in some slows, fight them either in mid or on the B site, and then just, in this case,
Damn,
if you
this
just
has been
leave
devastating
Sender
for
to
Koi.
lurk around,
Vitality are
find a kill,
full in
and the full
control.
team
They
comes
need
back.
to
You can
shut
see
down
it from
A
the
site.
perspective of
It's
Koi.
been
They
the
go,
most simple
okay, but they've
stuff
just left
we've
that one
seen.
player there. Let's gamble on the B side because they've been doing this again and again and again. Surely they're going to switch it up, but no. They're just pulling their rotations away, and now they're
Got
on the
money
hunt.
for the
They
next
have
map
so many
itself,
credits
yeah.
to play with, they might as well risk it and try and drop some.
Split Icebox Ascent.
Slow and steady pace till these last couple of seconds, and then
Wait, that's
Blitz
really
can come
weird
through.
maps
The
for that
fight
game.
finally dash in on main. He's behind, twisting. So annoying to play against this guy. Who does that? Dashes
that
into
one
that
was-
angle. Obviously, a couple seconds left in the
Natanzi,
round, yada, yada,
who
but
who
just
banned
look at how
Haven in
caught
the
off
end?
guard Starzo was. He's like, no one B main. I can look at sight the rest of the 4 seconds. Oh, I'm dead. Cool. Let's come through the wall.
Oh, it just looks away.
Oh man. Anyway, like it's not like that was a wall banger. Yeah. Yeah. I think I can lip read that one pretty accurately.
Oxygen did.
And he's saying
good maps for
he's
G2.
not happy with Trex turning away.
Not
Yes.
happy. All right.
Not thrilled, I think was the exact wording.
Okay, I
Nice
like it.
bait
Finally,
over towards this
see
as
that
well.
fight
This
coming
might
towards
be
their
the
main.
shutdown
There's
that needed to
been a
happen over
battle
towards
there
A.
early, just taking that space for free. So finally they've put Wolfen in position. He's now going to try and hold that cross, but they have a lot of support. They do not want them getting this same A hold again. But bear in mind, there's always been 2 pressure points. And so this time, mid has gone for free.
They're going to make their way down through the rope and a trap waiting. You saw the same thing. Koi trying to counter that trap on the attack side.
Oh, good info though.
Now,
Spotted 2.
Their trap is
Oh,
caught.
oh.
One,
No,
but
no, no,
Shados
no, no.
position revealed. Nade through.
Oh.
He's in trouble. Tries to
Oh,
challenge.
my.
Amalzi's clean. I mean,
Shadows
you're
gonna
running
feel
in
like
with
he
a
should have done
showstopper
better
angle
here.
like that. It's hard to miss.
Keep
With
an eye on the
that, they might
Sage.
hold
He's
the
got the
A
most
side is open,
perfect
but this
timing
is
with the
a
rotate.
complete reversal. Vitality sending players in, making noise, and lurking the B side, running the rotate all the way around.
Oh,
This
they have
is
no
clean
idea.
Yeah,
calling at
Bone
its
Cold's
finest.
absolutely owned it.
Absolutely no idea that Bone Cold is here. They are bouncing nades into mid, and he knows that no one has rotated back into the site yet. So the
Ooh,
players through B
did
main
they
can
hear
make
the
their
wall
move.
on
Now the wall's
site?
giving him up.
Because they might
know
have
that he's
known.
here
They
now,
might
but with
know
the
now.
smoke going through, they can get the site for free. And again, these rotations have been fantastic. But this time, Mitch, there is a showstopper. There is some utility. Maybe there's a chance.
Dude,
for
this
Koi
has
to
been
retake.
such a good attack half
saw
from
it on the
Vitality.
Malzi
It's
earlier. That
kind of
showstopper was
crazy.
the first kill
I
to
think
pick us
Koi
up.
are definitely over-rotating.
in
They're
from
putting
B
too much
heaven,
pressure over towards mid.
your
They're not
angle is
proactive enough,
perfect.
and they've been
So
really bad
many
at shutting
areas
down
they can be
A.
in, but
Like all of
they're
those
wrapping around from
factors.
mid.
But
Vitality know what they're up against
in terms
here.
of
They
what
know if they
Vitality
sit
are
on the
doing,
site
it is like
sitting ducks, they'll be
it's a
shut down just
masterclass.
like that. Here comes the showstopper, and he can't get any space. Doesn't even make it onto the site. Nowhere close, in fact. And the second lurk out of Malzi. They doubled it up. Having Destrian be the obvious one, the telegraphed play still for impact, and the Malzi 10-second delay lurk. You're never going to expect it. An operator in a 1v2. Coldamenta knows what to do, makes it to A to save, but he has a friend real close to him, and already a nade's gone down. This could be dangerous. Malzi, okay, he hasn't pushed in. He hasn't spammed
yeah,
the
at
smoke.
least survives.
So they'll keep
Look
going.
at this.
This
The
is
only
genuinely
round
starting
they
to feel
won
like the student becoming
was the
master.
bonus
Like
rounds.
Coldamenta, previously the in-game leader of Bone Cold. And at the moment, Bone Cold is
Split has always been tiptoeing.
Like the
Yeah,
fact that,
I mean,
again,
and
they
like
pretty much
looking
pulled
back at
all
it,
the rotations.
it's pretty
I will
much.
say, though, that Koi are
I
making
described it,
critical
or at
errors.
least what my
Like the
theory
round
was
before with Trex, basically having a free
ages
kill.
ago.
They know
and
exactly where the player
it's
is.
just,
doesn't get
I guess
anything.
it's just
Then
an
they get the
agent thing
opener,
as to
but
why
they're
it looks
smart.
so
They
strong.
have that peek out
Like
from Wolfen.
Astra
He leaves
meta,
Shadows behind.
everything
He doesn't
became
give up his
really, really
position at
strong.
all. He just waits
Right,
patiently.
the Astra
tags
suck
someone
over towards
with
sites
his
just when it
camera,
was
knows exactly where he
like
is,
so
peeks,
hard to get out of the
misses,
choke
and
points.
then goes down
We had
for
the
it.
Astra,
Like,
then we
these
had
are
the Chamber,
easy kills. These
and then
are
we had
kills
Jet
that
all the
you'd
way
bet your
before that.
house on Shados getting,
Right, so
especially
it was like
after his
Jet, then
performance
we
the other
had
day. These
Astra,
arrows
then we had
are
Chamber,
taking
so
them from spots
like
where they
3
could have a man
agents that were
advantage.
just
In this
really
case, they
strong on
could
the
have had
defense
two
side in terms
to an
of
even
shutting
playing
stuff
field.
down.
And then you see those masterful plays coming out from the likes of Bone Cold.
Yeah, I don't know.
pulling
This is
those
like the only
rotations
map where I'm
away,
now
putting them
just
in
like
positions where
questioning.
ultimately they
Like,
should never
it's
have
hard to
been in
ignore
in
the stats at
first
the
place.
moment.
So Koi, I think they genuinely need almost
So-
to kick up the arse. Like,
Yeah,
guys,
I don't
you
feel
are in a
super
spot
confident
where
saying
we
it's the
should be
defense
winning
side of the
these
map anymore, I
rounds.
don't
We
think.
are giving Vitality an inch, and they are running with it.
And every time you look up from that monitor, the Golden Hornets are sat there.
Yeah.
Sat there isn't true. They're stood there. They're jumping. They're making noise. It's not easy to play against that atmosphere. We saw it at Sao Paulo. For a team like Koi now, this is where we need to see them find a win.
Yeah, you
Credits
don't- you never
invested.
really yell
Loki's
at
not
players.
online for them, unfortunately, and their opponents have a couple. Even that from the shadows. Hell, I'm not going to talk smack about it today. Not after what we've seen. Vitality certainly in the prime position.
Wait,
here
what
with a
happened, chat?
3-round lead, 2 to close it, and everything going their way.
They have got 3 players here early and a quick rotation from mid. They're really
As
looking
in
to
from
try and
my
challenge
mic?
it this time. information seems to have been made already.
Is this, chat, is this the same thing they did the other day?
Stack up in towards screen and the site, and Wolfen is still holding here. He's about to be surrounded. Timing is going to be absolutely everything. He'll get the first and looks to try and escape, but he won't be able to.
Weird.
Now there's only one man standing in their way. It's Coldamenta. He's done well. He's got an initial one. The res will at least even things back up, but he slowed them. He stopped that initial move.
Okay, wall up. There's 2 players there to spam it, so it breaks pretty quickly.
This is looking like the best round for Koi.
They can't get anywhere near the side
They've
right
done
now.
good. They haven't let too many of them get out. Yeah, this is really good. Okay, the hero player at the moment is Sender. Needs to keep an eye on Sender.
Look at that. On his way all the way around. We
They
talked about
expect it.
Sender's
They
patience.
expect it. Good read, Starzo. That's huge.
That's
Denying that
kind of
flank.
crazy.
And they only know exactly where these remaining couple of players are. Stunned through. They're going to put the pressure in onto Bone Cold. He needs to get something and something fast. He is completely isolated and he'll find nothing. It's left onto Destrian.
shot.
A quick insta-kill will grant him a first. The spam through, hoping to try and get something. No one on that diffusal, but he's stuck reloading.
Yeah,
and
unlucky,
Starzo will close out this round.
reload off
a
here.
big one for Koi to find
Got a little
themselves
bit unlucky
back
to
on
not
the
get any kills
scoreboard,
here.
but they have got a long, long way to go.
All right, Trex.
Okay.
Tapping the spike.
Much
Get it
better
through in the end.
from
Just
Koi.
look at the HP that they remain with, though. Less than 150 between all 3 of them. That is a tough clutch to lose, and down to ammunition. I'll just tell you, wouldn't have needed the reload if he had the Odin. I'm telling you that right here and now.
Right, yeah.
Simple as that sometimes.
The classic, you know, attack, split, Omen, Odin.
I'm waiting for the problem. Is it coming?
No,
In terms of trying to pull this one back, they managed to get the op out. Starkster has his ult, and they're just going for the straight up insta A. It's been working all the time. All the time.
This is a
But
pace
Trex,
change, if ever I've seen one. Every single member
Trex
building
plays
up
this off
outside
angle
this
towards
site.
Heaven.
They managed to get in here relatively easy
Oh.
so far. Heaven control being garnered, and they have already taken complete control of the site. But I think the plan for Vitality here, use that.
Yeah, it hasn't been
Rolling
super
Thunder retake.
convincing, their
Yeah,
retake.
Shadows had to panic exit his cam there in Heaven, hearing the dash come through. They've kept their control. They've got their Heaven. But look at Vitality again. They know what they're up against. They know that they're probably going to run for this to try to play it on the
Ooh,
Rolling Thunder.
nicely
Post
done.
plant.
Nice
There goes
dash
the
back
Rolling
from
Thunder.
Wolfen. Nice
It's
ult
only
over
gonna
towards
hit
the
one.
site.
Everyone
Instant
else is
reaction
coming through
from
Heaven, fighting
Vitality
behind.
was
And the
so
kills for
huge, though.
Vitality, they keep
They
on
realized
flowing.
Breach ult was on,
Time
and they
their side.
traded
That
map
spike
control.
ticking away.
Such a good
No,
reaction from
Wolfen.
Vitality.
That could have been a kill to keep it even instead.
Shadows can win
Koi
this.
are now behind,
Okay,
and they're
it's
getting
done.
nothing on the site.
What
Bone
a
Cold
good
ripping
instant
them apart
reaction.
and leaving
They went to
Vitality
take this
with
part
a
of the map.
point here.
They had a cool
This is
setup
their
with the
map
camera
pick
to
for
spot
a
all this,
reason.
double trip as well. And then
Honestly,
in reaction, just
this
three
might be one
person
of
push
the
over
best
towards
cases
spawn.
of
They
mid-round
didn't
calling
know.
I've ever seen.
Like,
Let me try that
I mean,
again.
every
They know that
single
they put
round,
heavy
I'm
priority
watching the
in
way
these
that
two
this team
positions.
moves. They
And
couldn't
in
be
reaction, they
reading the
go here.
situation
Ult
better.
goes over
Like,
towards
they look
site.
at it and they
Only
go,
hits
okay,
one.
no one within
3
the
people
site,
to
Rolling
trade in
Thunder.
Heaven.
We need to get
Great
out of here.
reaction
We
from
need to take
Vitality.
screens.
Honestly,
And they time it well
this
enough.
is probably
Bone
the
Cold,
best
he takes the
attack
hit.
half I've seen
He stays within the
for...
site. He goes,
I mean,
okay,
G2's
my team are
yesterday was
making a
actually
move
really
here.
impressive as
I'll
well.
keep the control.
This has
I'll
been a very
slow
good-
them with my
it's been a
wall
really
as
good
well.
attack half.
This was masterful from Vitality. And every single time Koi, they have a plan. They have a good plan.
Yeah, I was
but
going
they
to say for
still
a while,
fall
and then I
into the
remembered
trap.
G2's
This
attack
is
yesterday,
brilliant
and I was
from
like,
Vitality.
actually, that was kind of unbelievable as well.
Koi's level with what they're up against
Right,
is
3
impressive
chances.
as well. They're playing a good
Nice
game, but an
wall,
unreal
double
one
up
on the other
draft.
side. Vitality,
Nothing
an
for
unreal
it.
draft
Nice little
strap.
try,
I mean,
though.
you don't see
In
that
terms of
often
this, though, it
outside
does
of
clear
ranked,
Heaven,
but
so they can
worth
make a
throwing
clear
in,
path.
worth the risk. They get Heaven control quickly, knowing there's no one really around there. And from this position, it could be so dangerous to deal with. Remember,
2020
Twisted
strat,
still
yeah, bringing it
has
back.
his Blade Storm, but he promised me I'd be seeing not just the shorty, but the judge as well. And there it is in
Twiston's got
his
the
hands
judge for
as he
his,
looks to make his way
backup
through
gun.
A main, but the Blade Storm is going to be that first choice.
No. Oh, Starzo's under pressure. He doesn't even know it yet.
Okay,
Even though
Wolfen
there's
needs to
an
go
initial
huge.
trade, Wolfen still
Just
needs
one more.
more. It's not going
Did
to
great. Can he get
go
another?
down just yet. Fighting
okay, 2
hard.
on 2
The
still
judge, okay, it's still in the hands, but
They have so
I'm more
much
looking
time
at
to
the
play
spike.
with, even though the
A minute
spike's
left on
7.
the clock. They managed to drop it into Heaven as they looked to wrap around through screens. It fell, and now that's something that's claimed by the defenders. They're just trying to work out where these players are. Coldamenta, he's got the right idea, but not the right weaponry. It's left all onto Trex. A chance to keep them in this one. Facing off against Twiston, the nade will tickle him up a little bit. Maybe give him more of an even playing ground as he looks to try and battle again.
Oh.
Just little bits of damage.
Close.
Reducing him, but it all comes down to these last few shots, and Twiston's gonna take it. 13-9.
disgusting
They were
attack
down
half.
in that first half,
Oh
but a
my
grind back
goodness.
over on
What a
this attacking
disgusting
side.
attack half.
A
It was so
masterclass
good.
from Bone Cold and a fantastic performance from the team and the Golden Hornets.
Absolutely, yeah. They have been putting in one hell of a performance. All in all, Vitality looking like a very scary opponent for
They
anyone to
just
take
hit
on. And
A
remember,
over and
this
over
is
again, but they
Roy
also